Hey, girl. Hey. We're going right into this one, man. Yay. I ain't got the time, girl. I ain't got the time.
She got an appointment, honey. She got an appointment. She got to get to.
I do. It's a Saturday night. You know, the mood is right. I'm going to shower, and we got plans to watch the second Twilight movie and get real high.
That was not what I thought you were going to say, but okay, honey. You do you, girl. You do you. You have some fun time with the Cullens, honey. Have some fun times with the Cullens.
I've never seen the movies.
I've only seen the first movie.
I've seen the first one, yes, and it's bad. Spider monkey.
That's why I didn't see any others for the rest of them. I was like, nope.
But I'm very excited because we get Buff Jacob this time. So I am.
Oh, that's right. He did get Buffy between the first and the second one, didn't he?
Yeah, I like Taylor Lautner, like just as a person, because what's that face for?
I like Taylor Lautner now as a person.
Yeah.
Back then, he was feeling himself a bit too much and disregarding the fact that he was a terrible actor at the time and was just banking on the fact that all of these teenage girls were obsessed with him. So he was, because back then he wasn't exactly nice. Like when he was doing interviews and like that, he was a bit cocky. And
so I don't think he was cocky. I think he's weird.
Well, no, he was weird. But once again, when the whole world, especially a large amount of the female world, not that he wanted all that attention, but a large amount of the female world is throwing themselves at you, it does kind of give a person a little bit of the ego.
He married a girl.
So did Liza Minnelli's husband. With a Z, honey.
Okay, no. There's a very distinct difference between a potentially bisexual man marrying a woman and a gay man marrying Liza Minnelli, right?
Melanin and muscles. That's a big difference. Melanin and muscles. So.
I would watch that show.
Melanin and Muscles. Melanin and Muscles coming to ABC Fridays at 7 Central.
Oh my God, Melanin and or Melatonin and Muscles just fall asleep.
That's the sequel series. That's the sequel, girl. That's after you find out that Melanin can't act.
How was the restaurant last night?
Where did I go? Oh, Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay, so for any person who's fortunate enough to be able to go to a Hell's Kitchen, let me give you the skinny. The food was pretty good. It wasn't like, oh my, like, it wasn't like Jean-Luc, right? Like drinking the coffee or anything like that where you're having the memories or anything like that. So it was pretty good. I ended up getting, because we all got something different, so we could try it. So my friend's husband that we went there for the birthday for, he got the Wellington. So that's all I was wanted to like try, but I didn't want the whole thing, and it was like $75. So I was like, oh, everybody can just try mine. It was pretty good. Like it was like, oh, this is tasty, but it wasn't like $75 worth. And all of the meals were kind of like in that similar vein. Like they're all good meals, but it's like maybe for me, like fine dining is like a thing where I get the idea of fine dining, but at the end of the day, it's still just food.
So I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're saying. Our comments are leveraged against his non-original restaurant. Mm-hmm. So and I'm talking all of his other restaurants.
Yeah.
Have that you're saying right now leveraged against him versus his original restaurant in London. Like that one is supposedly blow your socks off delicious.
Right.
The rest of them are.
I think maybe that's the thought process I was having, right? Like I was like, oh, because in my head you think to yourself like this is going to be something.
Yeah.
And so that was the thing, and so I was so he has a second restaurant here.
Mm-hmm.
That we're going to try at some point. I don't know when, but it's actually like unusual because it's an Asian restaurant. Yeah, I know. I don't get it either. Like I said, we're just gonna try it one day, just if we're down there and happen to be there. Why are you making that face?
I wouldn't do that.
I'm just saying, like we'll probably try it at some point,
So
right? But
I looked at the reviews for or the star rating on Google for
Mhm.
Hell's Kitchen down there, and it was 4.3, and I'm like, that's low for Google rating.
yeah,
So at the Cherokee, whenever I go up for Kiki, they've made it the Gordon Ramsay like kitchen thing for their like
okay.
pizza and everything. And their fish and chips and all this stuff, which you would think is fish and chips would be great. They're not. They're
Well,
they're less.
he's got the things now too. I saw this the other day. He's got frozen dinners now.
Yeah, no.
I was like, this seems very counter to Gordon Ramsay's entire
Yes,
everything.
But I do highly suggest you watch the YouTube person I sent you, Gabby Bell. Her like she loves Gordon Ramsay like unabashedly. Some of her stuff is like poking a little bit fun at, but she literally
Sure.
loves the man. She also sits with Mateo Lane and watches ghost stories and stuff. It's great. She is a very fun old Gen Z YouTuber. She is very, very fun. Yeah, I do enjoy fine dining. I have been to a couple of restaurants that like blew my fucking mind. Like
Right.
what they did, what it tastes like. So that's
Yeah. So I think that's the thing, because like we have those here.
yeah.
So the 4.3 is not that surprising to me because we have
Yeah.
like Michelin restaurants here, right?
Yeah.
So the people that would have gone there, especially when it first opened,
Yeah.
I can see how those people walked in expecting one thing and
girl,
a big fine, just not.
When we took our trip, this is going to sound very bougie whenever I say this, but we took our trip to Scotland. We were in Glasgow. We parked at the Arboretum, and it was time for lunch. So we walked over. Right near the Arboretum is like a Michelin starred restaurant, right? Like we walked in 2:30, like just after they open. They're like, "Do you have a reservation?" Because usually reservations for this place are booked up a year in advance.
Oh wow, okay.
And they were like, "No." Well, I was like, "We don't have reservations." They're like, "Okay." And they looked. Americans are great at restaurants. We leave immediately and we tip. People love to serve Americans in other countries because as soon as we're done eating, we're good. We don't need the pomp and circumstance of like French dinner. We are done. So they looked at the book and the dude was like, "American, you can sit him here." So we got a booth or a two-seater, and girl, that was like memorable. Like it was the food blew my mind. Like it was fucking delicious. God,
So yeah, it's just that it was, like I said, it was cool. It was cool, and the atmosphere was neat.
Yeah.
I will say one of the things that was it's just me, right? I wish I I wish it was a little bit more in your face the way the TV show is. Like it's not very in your face. Everything's kind of subtle. And you know me, I love camp. I love that kind of thing. And so like when you walk in, I'm like, I kind of wish it's a bit more like a little bit more camp.
You want it to be like a Dick's, but with like where they're rude to you the entire time, but like but people screaming in the kitchen and like maybe some fake pans falling and that kind of stuff.
Well, even like the way the kitchens were set up, right? Like if you're gonna do it based off of a very long running franchise now, like make the kitchens kind of look like they do on the TV show. So that if you look over, it's like, oh, this is like the show. They don't. They're basically like it's almost like a Carrabba's, right? It's like it's like a Carrabba's where like half of the kitchen is on this side. It's just one long line, and half of the kitchen over here is the red kitchen. Half the kitchen is the blue kitchen. But that's like the only allusion to all of that. And I'm like, guys, this is, I mean, mind you, this is your own show and your own franchise, but you're basing it off of a very well-known TV show.
Girl, speaking of Carrabba's, did you know that we have a Patreon? Dear listeners, if you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw us some money. Hey, Maim, did you know that we have another podcast? That's right, Maim. We have Baking Sugar, our Designing Women podcast. And we've got the other ones coming soon that will display wherever they're going to be. Patreon. That's right. Hey, Maim.
Oh, we should probably apologize, by the way.
Well, we're going to after I say the title. Hey, babe. Hey, babe.
Yes, Carrabba's.
Babe.
Yes, Carrabba's. What is Miss Carrabba's? Miss Carrabba's 1997, honey. Yes.
Did you know? Through 2003. Hey, babe, did you know?
She retained that title, girl. She retained it, honey. She ain't gonna tell you what she did to retain it, honey.
Let me get through the fucking intro. Hey, babe, did you know that we have merchandise? That's right. If you go to mimswave.com, you can buy something. Hey, babe, do you know what I love? That's right. 5-star reviews, babe. I love them. This is season 4, episode 22, The Body Politic. Dear listeners, we would like to apologize.
Dear listeners, we would like to apologize to you.
Maim got very sick.
I got very sick, everybody.
She still continued to work at bars, but she got very sick.
I did get very sick. I didn't work at the smoky bars though, so
yeah. I bet you what's her name was happy that you weren't working. She needs an extra buck or two, doesn't she?
She was like, what?
I'll be right.
I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, you want to switch? I'm like, no, you just work it. It's fine. Like, I can't do it. It's I just can't. The doctor says it wouldn't be good for me to be in that environment right now. Yeah. So yeah, she was she got some extra money, honey.
Good for her. And like I tried to schedule with Maim, and then we were getting ready to, and then my cat passed away. So my very old elderly cat, so it was a little bit of a crisis. But dear listeners, we're sorry. We should be good now.
We should be good unless I get super sick again, which Lord willing and the creek don't rise.
You don't say that. 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 That's a racist. That's a racism.
How is that a racism?
It's about the Creek Indians.
Oh, it's a racism against the Creek Indians. Okay.
Yeah, like that is that the Creek Rising is not a Creek Rising. It is an uprising.
Good
of the
thing
Creek
every
Indians.
family member that I used to have that said that's all dead now. Because Lord, that's where I learned it from.
Did you tell me? Anyway,
I'm just saying.
Hey, Shirley Jones.
Come on, Shirley Jones. Come on, Shirley.
Were you expecting the Partridge family to be right here in your face? That is Shirley Jones, right?
Mm-hmm. Partridge family, yeah. She icon, honey, Hollywood icon, Hollywood legend.
Your gay is turned up to about 7.
You needed what, like 9?
No, because you blow out the mic. It was more of a Snickers. Be careful, you're blowing out your mic every once in a while.
I can eat that Snickers real quick if you need it up to a 9.
No, we're getting ready to have a fingula in this episode, but we'll get to him in a moment. Dear listeners, don't use that phrase. I can. So we're on Face the Issues, where Shirley, whose name is Mrs. Kathleen Lane, is going up against on a debate with Drellinger. Drellinger. Why not Dellinger? Why Drellinger?
Girl, why are you acting like this is something to be concerned about? You know how this show is with this stuff.
And so that guy Jackson is Kathleen Lane's husband.
That guy Jackson.
He is rich, girl. He is rich. Like
Like real kind of rich, honey.
I'm talking bathing in diamondes and
Come on,
like,
Uncle Scrooge.
yeah, like, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
rich.
Stupid. Oh, yeah. Ah!
So have you seen the video of Paris Hilton in front of Congress, or it's in
Oh,
front of a panel?
where she code switches?
Yeah, like
Yes. It was
that.
amazing.
Is it my time, dear people? Da, 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 da. Yeah,
It was amazing.
it was absolutely amazing.
I used to tell people that all the time. I'm like, God, I said, I don't know why it's like, I understand how we all want to feel about her. I said, if you do not think that the Hilton family dynasty has actually trained this woman in
Oh
being
yeah,
a successful
yes,
businesswoman, you have all lost your mind. Like, I get how you want to feel about her.
yeah,
That's a legacy that has been around for generations.
yeah.
They're not going to let the new generation suddenly screw everything up.
I mean, Got Mick even said that was like when she was on Snatch Games, like is the camera? Oh hi.
I mean, I always just found it something when the people used to call her dumb all the time. I'm like, he's like, you can say a lot about her. Don't say she's dumb
No.
because I know for a fact there's no way you could have escaped that dynasty and been dumb.
Yep.
Not at all.
Yep. Well, Kathleen, we found out that Kathleen is coming close in the polls. And
the timing of this episode.
I know. Ed, well, this is a primary. We found out this is also a primary.
Oh, I know, but just in general.
And we found out that there's like a scandalo between Kathleen and Bud about a potential romance.
Oh no.
Yeah, we finally find out that Ed is the host, and he kind of like screws Kathleen over at the end by not letting her in the final word, and like it's whatever.
Just like a man, honey. Just like a man.
Take it like a man, steady and strong, not a lot of fuss and carrying on. What?
Nothing.
No, what?
Nothing.
So
we
find out that we're at headquarters now, and Cass, who has some very dubious eyes, she's always looking down and like shifty eyed. I know that she's doing this because she was supposed to be the fake out for the killer in this, or at least that's what I always got.
Sometimes the fake outs do it. They go way too hard.
Yeah. Well, we find out that Harold, the speechwriter, just quit. Isn't that convenient that we have a writer in this show who could potentially take his place?
It's almost like a Deus Ex Machina.
It's almost like they wrote the script.
Oh my God.
You went real far ahead. I'm like, no, just a little bit of script, girl. Just a little script.
This goes back to my T-shirt where it has J.B. Fletcher and it just says, "I killed them all."
Like, girl, I just want to let you know that your eyes are finally opening.
I told you, give me a little bit. It takes a bit for my eyes to do that.
I was watching. Do you ever watch Runner Eye? Do you know who Runner Eye is?
No.
Okay. Runner Eye is a online this dude. He does RuPaul things. His shirt. Okay. Can you see his shirt very well?
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's cute.
And it says up underneath something like, "Don't tell them what I did."
I love ominous stuff like that.
God.
Runner Eye. How do you? I feel like we live on like parallel internets. Like you always tell me stuff, and I've never even heard of it at all.
So Runner Eye, we just randomly we caught him when he had very few followers. Like he just popped up, and we're like, because we watched and it was like one of the things after and he like rates different things with to do with Drag Race. He's fairly enjoyable. Like I highly suggest watching him.
Oh wow, yeah, he's got quite some interesting video topics.
Yeah. He's pretty funny.
Curse the Drag Race images.
That one's the one we just watched. Girl, do it. Do
I
it.
can't. Well, I can see one of the ones of RuPaul in the corner in the preview thing. I'm like, girl,
That is her from I believe from Project
Project
Runway.
Runway. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I as soon as I saw it, I remember I knew what it was
You're like,
from.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Some of the
Somebody
pictures.
dressed as that for one of the Halloweens. I can't remember who it was. One of the Drag Race girls did that look for one of the Halloween. It's like I guess I won't get invited back after this.
So Cass is talking to Bud over the phone, and he's like, "Hey, you should be getting back with me," you know. And Cass is like, "No, we did that one time. We're not going to do this again." Um, and we also find out as we're now back with everybody, and Ed Hall is talking to Jackson. He's like, the Post is starting to rifle through your back taxes, dude. Uh-huh.
Girl, I can tell y'all don't want nobody looking at your back taxes. Everybody, make sure to pay them properly.
Oh, look at the front ones.
Okay,
And only if
girl.
I'm fluffed first.
Ooh,
It ain't that impressive
you
anyway.
about to do some audits? I'm sorry. I'll leave. I'm sorry. That was not. That was not good.
Oh, dicks. It's us walking into a strip club. Oh, dicks.
I see a baker's dozen.
Too much. So that's girl, just between you, me, and the 30 or 40 people that listen to this podcast, do you have a size limit either way?
Oh, are we talking about
You must
like
be this. You must be this tall to ride, or this tall and you're exempt.
Not really.
I have a. There's no bottom, but I do have a maximum. There is a maximum that I just will not.
It's like, well, even for like, I mean, if I
Would
just
not.
say
I
like
shouldn't say will not. That was
from a maximum, from a maximum to a minimum, I'm just gonna be a blunt, right, and just say that after a certain point, though, it's kind of like, well, it's not really doing much of anything, right? So,
yeah.
but I would never be like, no, it's just, but I mean, there's an expectation there that's like, oh, okay, well, I mean, yeah, I know what this is gonna be because I've had a few in the past. It's like, oh, I kind of know what this will be like, but yeah. But a maximum? I mean, not yet. Not yet.
Ooh, girl, she already done had hers.
Just saying.
Nice. Oh God, we need to get going. Otherwise, we are going to be here for 3 hours.
You're the one that keeps adding more stuff in here.
We're having fun.
It's been a bit, honey. We hadn't had this kind of together time, friendship time in a long time.
So we're backstage, and Drellinger's like head chief of staff, Butterfield, is talking to Nan, who is Kathleen's pollster.
Okay.
And she finds that Kathleen is destroying Drellinger with working women and blacks. And Butterfield's like, hey, if y'all lose, you'll come work for us. She's like, why? Do you want a working black woman? And he's like, well. So Butterfield and Ed walk out together, and they make a deal for some muckraking, that if Butterfield has anything, he will let Ed know.
Muck, honey.
So it's a little bit later at the hotel, girl. And guess what? JB's here finally.
Thank you, God.
I know, right?
It's like, girl, where is she at? I'm looking at my watch like, oh, come on now. Where's she at?
A gay trope is, check here. Fletcher, JB, we just don't have you here.
Why did they always wear glasses like that back then? Like, always.
Girl, because they all did. Do you not remember our typing instructor from 8th grade? Semicolon, semicolon, semicolon.
Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm. ASDFJKL semicolon, semicolon, semicolon. And he had the little pinky with the bright gold pinky ring on for semicolon.
I have forgotten, but you brought it back to
I
me,
remember
honey.
his name too.
You brought it back to me full swing, honey.
He was a short man, balding, little glasses down to here.
Lord have mercy. We were doomed.
He's probably married to Liza Minnelli.
Liza with an S.
No, girl, it's not Lisa, it's Liza. But it's Liza.
Oh God.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Oh God.
It's happened, honey. We have jumped the shark. That little break of ours, it actually just made our crazy deeper.
So it's later at dinner, and we find out that this is a primary. It's an off-year in election. Jackson has poured the money into this campaign for Kathleen, and JB's here to speak for her on environmental issues. She's running for. We find out later. Let's all combine this together here. She's running for senator somewhere in the Midwest. So
Yes.
Illinois or
somewhere with lots of white people.
Yeah. Well, but there's black people because the black vote, they're losing it, and the lieutenant's black. So it could be Chicago, it could be Wisconsin,
Illinois, Indiana.
That's about it.
I think it's Illinois or Indiana, probably.
Could be Indiana.
Yeah, one of those two. But a lot of black people in Indiana.
That's true.
Gary, Indiana. I wonder what happened to that little kid that was that's our teacher's kid. Remember he played that thing in the music
band?
That's
true. I don't. That's true. You know, and just thinking about it, he was young for her age, right? That never even clicked because she had
him later in life.
Yeah, because she was older than we are now, I believe, when we were in her class.
I hope so, girl. I hope so, because she looked like she was, but I hope so.
You know what?
I don't know.
Let me see. I can get birthday. Hold on. We can do some backdating right here.
That kid was great. I mean, considering he was just this kid that we just needed a kid, and they're like, hey, this one teacher's kid can do it.
Yep,
he was actually quite good.
So let's see here. There we go.
That's the night that the lights went out.
Oh, there's no birthday. Okay. You'll be happy to know that teacher's a Democrat.
I am not surprised by that at all, honey.
I know.
Not at all.
I know.
Not the way she treated us, girl. Not the way she treated us.
I know.
She loved the two of us, honey.
I know. Okay, so it's we're there. So Kathleen asked her to be her speechwriter, and she's like, "Fine, I'll do it for a week."
I don't know why Jessica act like this doesn't happen all the time, and she doesn't. Once again, Jessica, girl, you know you're gonna be there longer than a week, right? Because this happens to you a lot.
I don't know.
Honey.
This seems like it all happened about 3 days. So we're at the news, okay?
Yeah.
At the news station, there's a call for Ed, and it's a story for the source has a story. Oh. So Ed goes to the bus station dressed in his little trench coat. A phone rings, a payphone rings, and there's a key in the phone book, girl. He puts the key into the lockbox. The lockbox open, and there's a package. Girl, it's just like a bar. Whenever you open that little hole, and there's a package right there. I'm talking about a penis.
Oh! Now you've got my attention.
Oh, God.
I love candy, whether wrapped or unwrapped. It's my favorite.
So how do you feel about balls?
They're fine.
Okay.
Fine. I don't hate them. They're fine. Right?
They're fine. I don't hate them. They're fine.
I mean, I don't hate them. For my purposes, though.
What are your purposes? What
Girl,
were
I don't
you
even know
made
no
for,
more.
Barbie? What were you made for?
Girl, Barbie don't even know no more.
So we're at headquarters. JB's writing some speeches. The black woman Nan is there. And she said that Kathleen is going to the party chairman's house. She was called away to go to the party chairman's house, girl.
Okay.
So we're back in JB's room, and she's reading in the dark.
Strangers in the night.
And it pans over to the clock, and it's 11 p.m.
Okay, so time established.
Yes, so she turns on the TV, and Ed Hall has photos of Kathleen with Bud looking kind of sexy.
Not being sexy, just looking kind of sexy.
Yeah.
Which in the 80s is all you needed.
So JB calls her room. Nobody's picking up. JB goes outside. Nan can't find Bud. And we pan to downstairs, and Kathleen is driving up, and Cass is there. It says, "Oh no, Bed must have fallen from the balcony."
That's a very, very big jump there.
Bud's dead.
Ah!
It was the penthouse, so there's no way he would have survived.
No! No! Give me a minute. Thrashing. No! Throwing glass across the room. No! Tearing clothes asunder. Oh, I still have nicer clothes underneath.
Girl, don't destroy your drag room. You just got it fixed again. Dear listeners, earlier this week we were going to record, and I got a message, "Can't record tonight. Drag room fallen. Have to fix."
It was so bad. Literally, like, about to leave, to go do my Monday thing, pull one thing out, and like as I'm stepping away, I just hear clunk, 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 and I was like, I'm not even looking back.
Don't look back in anger, girl.
I looked back the next day and I was like, damn it. This is not okay. This is going to take a long time to excavate.
My florals got mixed with my solids.
Literally. How did that wig end up there? I don't even put my wigs in the closet like that.
Oh, God. If you leave them alone too long, they get a personality of their own. And they start moving around.
I need the help.
Oh, they don't help.
I need all the help I can get for a personality.
James Mansfield used to sell on her site wig spray, like wig deodorizing spray from a company in Wisconsin. Yeah. You may want to look into that if you're into Smoky Barn stuff, because it apparently worked.
I'm down for that.
Rather than use Febreze like you probably do.
Garnier Fruit Tree Sunny.
Girl, you ain't washed a wig.
Oh no, just the spray. Girl,
oh, okay. I'm like, I know
girl,
you.
Come on now. I'd have to reset that shit. I'm not doing that. There's a reason I pay for wigs. Somebody asked me that. They're like, "You have a lot of wigs." I'm like, yes, because once they get all wonky, I gotta get a new wig. I'm not redoing nothing.
You know what? They really should have a return program for wigs.
Some do.
Okay.
Some actually do have it. Some of the drag queens actually do have that, where like it's not a return program, but they call it like rehab. Like they will rehab your wig and like wash it and redo it and everything. I ain't got time for that.
No, I mean like you lease a wig. So you pay like $10 a month to lease this wig. Then after that month, you return it and you get a new one to lease again. It's like,
girl, would you rent a leased wig?
I mean,
girl, knowing some of the drag queens that we know, would you rent a leased wig?
As long as I knew it was being washed in somebody's dishwasher at least I'll see you.
Girl, knowing some of the drag queens that we know, you think it's gonna be done? You think that's gonna be done too? Mm.
So it's later upstairs, and Lieutenant Blackman is here.
Oh wow, James lost a lot of weight.
Who?
James Mansfield.
Oh yeah,
When I went to this website to see if they had the spray, like,
yeah,
he's lost a lot of weight.
yeah,
My goodness.
yeah. He's been actively working out and stuff.
I mean, good. I mean, I me, I don't care either way, but it's amazing. Like, his upper body's so slender
Yeah,
now. He can actually like pull off that old Hollywood look
yeah,
now.
yeah.
That's great. He doesn't have to have as much padding to balance everything out.
So he jumped from Kathleen's window,
Oh,
and he has in his robe
a dick.
Kathleen's jewelry.
Oh, that too.
There's a phone call, and it's Jackson. Going to Jackson.
I love that song.
I do too. He's calling from his car phone.
So many car phones and like
I know.
I love it.
So we're
like
in
the
Bud's
future.
room now,
Come on, Bud.
and they found his pants that had a room key. And JB walks over, and she's like, "Hey, Mr. Lieutenant, sir.
Yes.
There were no fingerprints on the door handle that Bud flung himself off the balcony with. That's usually what killers do, not what Buds do." God, every time I say Bud, I'm just thinking of Cosby Show.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Bud.
Yeah. Oh, Bud.
Bud.
It's now that in hindsight, that show's even wilder when I think about the fact that Rudy, like we are the same age as Rudy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like even weirder because you think about that show in people's childhood, be like, that was literally our childhood.
Oh,
like,
I think back on it and think it's weird that he drugged and raped women.
No. I think that's disgusting, not weird.
Fair.
It's very different.
Fair. That is very
different. That's why I can't watch the show anymore because when I look at him, it weirds me out.
The moment he got like out of prison, BT put it back on, and I'm like, that is what.
Boo boo. I've had discussion with you before.
Mm-hmm.
Black American population, they will forgive anything except for one mortal sin.
Not tithing?
Being a flaming homosexual, girl.
The one thing that concerns me about this election, are black men going to vote for Kamala?
Girl, I ain't even. I mean, good job getting some of them to just vote. I see people's comments and my family and cousins and everything else. Ooh. Before we get off of this recording today, remind me to tell you something.
Okay. Do we need to pause it right now?
I can if you want me to.
Okay, we'll be right back, listeners. And well, that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, the lieutenant shows Kathleen a pic of her and Bud, and it's like, "Hey, where were you when this was taken?" And asks where Kathleen was, and she said she went to go visit the state, party leader, and no one was home, girl.
Oh.
Yeah, no one was home.
Nobody home.
So the lieutenant finds some poll numbers, and it's 5346. So 5346. Nan shows up, and we find out that she slipped them under the door.
Oh.
Because she couldn't get a hold of Kathleen, so she just slipped under the door. Well, Jackson's here, And he and Kathleen are talking in Kathleen's room. He's like, "Did you do it?" She said, "No." This was after we played ping pong together.
Not a euphemism. We don't think.
Yeah.
We don't think.
So now we skip over to a press event. And Kathleen just denies it. We find that Jackson was away in the Bahamas, but he knew that they were at the house using it. Jackson said that they were like, Kathleen was 20 points behind. Now she's only 7, so she's got a chance at winning.
Girl, she's catching up.
She is. It was asked of Kathleen, "Who do you think did this?" And she's like, "I don't know. Who do you think did this?" So Jack asks Ed how they got the information, and Ed says, "Well, how to get in there? Do he have his own key?" And Jackson comes down and threatens Ed. So now we're at the police department, and JB's talking to Lieutenant, chit-chatting about it, and she's like, "Look, I know her. I know her very well. There's no way she could have done this because she's my friend, and my friends not commit murder, except for Gomez."
I love you're doing that ride or die.
Yeah.
hand thing like.
I mean,
it's my true. Girl.
That's like, she's my girl. She's Florence Henderson like. She's like.
Don't y'all know what this woman been through?
She had to drive that bus in the 70s with all them fucking kids.
Don't you know what she been through?
Oh, God. How long did the Partridge family run?
Damn kid. A while. It was on for a good, I think at least 4 years. I think it was at least 4
seasons. 4 seasons. You're right. God,
I hate that. No certain things like this. It's very disturbing.
Between 22 and 25 episodes a season. So there's 100 episodes. That mess. It's not good.
She had to drive them damn kids around for 100
in that
episodes,
bus. In that horrible bus. Ugh. Well,
JB gets tired of them kids. She didn't kill him.
JB gets tired of talking to Lieutenant, so she's on the case.
Oh, thank God.
So we're at the hotel, and Ed approaches JB, and it's like, "Hey, you want to come to my show, my Sunday show, and we can talk about, your book and anything you may know?" Wink, wink. And she's like, "I will think about it if you tell me who gave you those photos." He's like, "Oh." And he's like, "But Butterfield did offer me some things, but I don't know who actually gave it to me."
Oh.
So we're in the room, and JB and Kathleen are having a heart-to-heart, which was the show that we may do one day. No, we aren't.
Don't tease me, girl. Don't tease me.
Like heart-to-heart? God, of course. Girl, so
but yeah. If you told me we were going to do heart-to-heart, I would say, no. If we're going to do any show in that genre, it's going to be Remington Steele. We ain't going to do, because Remington Steele had Pierce, and it had Doris.
So that the Merkel mystery show is a 1-episode comedy. I will watch that anytime you want to. It's available on Prime.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yes, please. We should cover that for like a special You Slay Me episode.
Yeah.
It looks so good. Like it looked, because at first, you know me, I've been kind of in and out of it, right? So like when it first came on my phone, I was like, what am I looking at? Like literally, like what is this? And when I finally realized what it was, I was like, oh no.
Yes, dear listeners, it is a German Agatha Christie show. That is, hold on here. Is it more than one season? So, oh my goodness, it's based on some books.
Oh
yeah. Okay. Well, it's Angela Merkel doing Agatha Christie.
Yes.
Type things, and
she's like a Miss Marple.
Maybe it's more than one.
Oh my God, that would be
the
amazing.
real version is set to be revealed. November. That's when. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. We'll look into this, dear listeners. We may just see what's going on with this nonsense.
Please.
Yeah,
Please,
because it
sidebar.
looks
Yes,
funny.
it does. Like it looks funny, but also looks good.
So we found out that the party chairman never actually called Nan. So we're at the Drellinger campaign, and the Drellinger's doing a ad spot badly. The lieutenant shows up, and we find out that Lane is now down 12 points. The lieutenant asks, "Hey, where were you the night that Bud died?"
That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia.
They were at the Onyx Lodge, girl.
I've been there, honey.
Ooh, girl, is my favorite bar still open in Wilton?
Yes.
That horrible that little. I love that place. It's you know what the best part about it is it's easy to get to a bathroom there.
It's true. It's true. It's still there.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Girl, you know, whenever I get really old, maybe my husband and I'll move down there and just do a Cheers thing and buy that place.
God, could you imagine?
I could. Brandon still be working outside.
Mm-hmm.
Not employed.
I was so proud of her this week. She did her debut at very first time she's ever been booked over at Alibi.
Oh my god, she got into Alibi. How did she do?
I don't know, it's a Halloween show.
Oh. God, could you put this strutting?
First of all, I don't know how she was able to strut the way she normally struts on the sidewalk in a crowded room like that.
Yeah.
She needs room.
Yeah.
The way she moves around, she needs room.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh God.
Some of them people do not move. You have to be yelling at them, like, get out the way, you know.
God. So Lieutenant leaves and sees JB outside, and he's like, "Hey, I can figure anything out. Maybe you can find out something." So she goes in, and she begins asking about the photos, and File and Kath asks about File and Kathleen. They're like, "No, we just have files on the issues. Like, we don't know anything. We ain't got nothing for you, JB. Nothing." Well, Nan's here. She's apparently taking a job there. She jumped ship as soon as she saw it. You know,
Man,
fading.
you ain't got no loyalty, girl.
Mm-hmm.
None.
But she does have that Felicia Rashad hair.
She does, girl. Don't mess with a woman that has hair like that. Just don't do it. Don't do it.
They spent too much money.
She will turn on you in a minute, and she got bills to pay. You think hair like that is cheap?
I was at work talking to a gay coworker of mine and a black woman. It's important because he was the other dude looked at. She had said something snarky to him, and he looked at her and said, "Don't make me snatch off that wig." And I looked at him and it's like, "How dare you assume that she is wearing a wig? How dare you assume that that's a wig?" She said, "It is a wig." And I was like, "I know, but how dare he assume?"
It's not your place, sir. It is not your place. It's not your place. I mean, to call that out.
It was, she's about 6 feet tall, and that wig was nearly down to the floor. Yeah.
My favorite combination.
Like it had to be heavy too. Like,
I love those combinations because once again, this is not, and don't forget, dear listeners, because I know sometimes y'all forget, I am an actual black person. I realize I forget that sometimes. Yeah. When I think about if it was real, the amount of shrinkage that would have actually happened had that not been real, and if a woman actually had hair like that, she would never wear it like that because it would take so long to get that stuff like that.
How much to blow that out? Oh my God.
Could you imagine silk pressing that? It would take all day.
Oh my God.
That's why when I see women like that, I love it because I'm
Yeah.
like, thank the Lord for wigs because
Yeah. Like
ain't nobody got time
the
for
only
that.
thing I could think of is how hot that wig would have to be because that is a lot of, and it was human hair. Like that was not because
Absolutely not.
that was an
No.
expensive ass wig. Like it looked natural. I'll give her that. Yeah.
Send her my number, honey. I want to meet this princess, honey. I'm gonna come upstairs. We can go have some food at Smithfield.
Then like 2 days later, apparently he did snatch it because she was in a turban at work.
Was it raining that day? That's usually when I wear my turban.
No,
It's raining.
it hadn't rained for a couple days. I think it was just time. Like
She was just hot.
yeah,
She
that's
woke up. She's
exactly.
like, you know what? Mm-mm.
That's true because it did get up to about 80, so it
Yeah,
probably
she woke up. She's
was
like, She's like, I doing that today.
because she was wearing it when it was 65 outside, but the certain minute it turned 80. You know, yeah.
I do the same thing. And sometimes I miscalculate. And I'm like, I wore the wrong wig for this temperature.
Girl, it used to be I wore a wig for this temperature.
Ah.
Oh,
Somebody said that when they said, you look hot. It's like, because I am hot, bitch.
So JB talks to Nan, and Nan's like, look, I'm not a spy. I just was following the money that he threw at me. And you know, and poor these two having to act through this wind, by the way, that they're outside acting in wind.
Terrible.
And Nan's like, you know, the polls went from 12 to 10 to 5. Now it's back to 12. And JB's like, wait. That paper said 7. She's like, yeah, the only people who knew that were me, Kathleen, and Bud. I didn't have time to tell anybody else.
Ooh.
And JB's like, oh, no. So JB drives over to Kathleen's. There's a press conference called. JB sees Ed and reads him to filth. Ed does have a point because he's like, well, you know, the American public can't really handle any of the numbers and everything. She's like, well, whatever. Well,
Not wrong.
yeah, I know. It's inside. Kathleen is going to give a concession speech, girl.
Girl, don't do that.
They send Kathleen out, and JB talks to Jackson. She knows that he took the photos from Kathleen and lured Kathleen away that evening. And JB's like, you must be relieved because of your tax money. And you absolutely were not at the Bahamas. And the lieutenant's like, yeah, dude, can we? He randomly shows up. It's like, hey, can we see your passport? You know, good job, Lieutenant, figuring it out too. Usually they have to be called. Yes. This time, it just seems like it was independent of JB,
which I was glad about because sometimes I'm like, guys, the
you know, I will give them this. Well, we could do that in the review. I'll have to save that for the review. JB confronts Jackson more. You took the photos and you knew the poll results. Nobody else knew that it was 7. You knew it was 7, and they were wrong. We found out that Jackson picked up a hammer, hit Bud with it, and somehow, as a very old man, lifted him up over the balcony that was about 6 feet high and threw him down.
He took his Geritol, girl. He took his Geritol.
And we found out that it wasn't jail that scared him about this. It was the other people he owed money to. The other people he owed money to.
He thought they were going to hurt his ding dong.
Hey, Maim.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like this episode?
It was cute.
It was a nuts. So
I like the idea of this show trying to tackle a little bit of political intrigue.
Yeah.
Like,
so this what I was going to say is this is the second time this happened as well. Both times the lieutenant has been black. The 3 times, because it was New Orleans, then one other time this one. They've actually been the best cop, right? Like they've actually been able to put shit together and do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the only other time that normally happens is when it's like Harry back
Yeah.
when he used to be on the episodes.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind. I mean, like I do occasionally like when like the cops are like it's not because I think it just kind of loses a little bit when like everywhere she goes, the cops are super stupid.
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
mind you, I'm not like the rah super cops or whatever, but like
Yeah.
come on, guys. Like occasionally if the cops like get something right,
Yep.
like at least a part of this right.
Yep.
Now let's talk real quick about that super strength honey. Do you not believe in the power of Geritol? Because you seem like you were rolling your eyes when I mentioned Geritol
I don't even
honey.
know what Geritol actually is. What is Geritol? Geritol is an iron supplement. Girl.
You don't remember those commercials? Yeah. In the
God.
80s, they just had Geritol commercials all the time, and that's all they were
Well,
talking
girl,
about. Was
that's because
like,
you're watching these old people shows.
I mean, yes. That's all I got for you.
They were nothing but Calgon, Geritol, and probably some the powder.
International Delight.
Oh, and milk
coffee.
and magnesia because mom helps. Because you can't poop.
Oh my god. And the time to make the donuts, because even though that commercial was over 20 years old, they were still running it even in the 80s.
Oh God. Yeah. All right, girl. Why don't you tell our listeners where they can find you? Or did you want to do a shout out to that movie, that crazy ass movie you watched?
Let's talk about the movie real quick.
You got you got 2 minutes.
I'm going to do a quick shout out. Everybody, if you have the ability, please go watch The Company of Wolves starring Angela Lansbury. It's from 1982. It's like a dark fantasy horror movie reimagining the Little Red Riding Hood story, and Angela Lansbury is the grandmother.
What is this image?
I don't know what image you're looking at.
Does that happen in the...
Yes!
Oh, God. Go on.
So, it's a crazy movie, and the director he's known for being a bit crazy anyway. So when I saw the name of the director and her name together, I was like, wait a minute, I got to figure this out. So yeah, it's like a dark fantasy reimagining of Little Red Riding Hood from like the cokiest part of the 80s in England.
Girl,
So,
the
Company
director
of
from The
Wolves.
Crying Game?
Yes, that's what I mean. There are a lot of things here where I was like,
An
I'm
interview
sorry,
with a
what?
vampire? My God. Okay. Okay.
That's what I mean. I was like, because I looked over at my other one and I was like, how have I never heard of this movie? And so I told it to another person. I was like, oh yeah, you should go because they like the same weird stuff we like. And he was like, how have I gone my whole life and not known this exists? I was like, I don't know. But yeah.
All right,
it's amazing.
Girl, where can they find you?
Girl, you can find me singing my little heart out, honey, hosting karaoke over at the Gathering in Miami Beach on Monday nights and over at Kill Your Idol in Miami Beach on Thursday nights. Me and the people, honey. Me and the people. Get all my listings at I'mYourAuntieMaim.com. Over to you, Mims.
Hey, I'm the Advanced Mims. You can find me online at theadvancedmims.com. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do we have Patreon?
What?
That's right, patreon.com. Mims Maim. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do we have another podcast?
What?
That's right, Baking Sugar Design Win podcast. Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Did you know we have merchandise?
Mm-hmm.
That's right, MimsMaim.com. Hey, Maim.
Ooh.
Do you know what I love?
5-star reviews.
That's right, 5-star reviews. I love them. Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Did you know that our dear listeners can reach out to us?
Ooh.
That's right. They can send us an email at mimsmaim@gmail.com. Hey, Maim.
Ooh, yeah.
Why don't you say goodnight, Maim?
Oh, yeah. Good night, babe.
Bye, y'all. Delilah.